Well, the flat season began at Naas, and it is at Naas on November the 7th that it will conclude. And ahead of the season finale at Naas, I have caught up with Declan McDonagh. Declan, it's been a strange year. Obviously, we were ready to go in March, and then it didn't happen till June. Were you frustrated by the wait, or how did you cope with it?
Basically, I was kept busy, really just going up and down to Joseph's and keeping the horses ticking over, and there was plenty of work to be done down there, you know. So that was a great distraction for me, really, and mixing in with all the team and keeping busy, really.
How did you strike up that access with Joseph O'Brien?
How did I strike it up? I just rang him one time and said, could I come down and write a bit of work? And he said, absolutely, no problem. So I wasn't expecting much, you know. So I'm getting plenty of nice opportunities, which is great. And he supported me very well, so I'm thankful for that. Quite
humble of you, considering you're such a top-class jockey, and you weren't afraid to pick up the phone and say, actually, would you give me a few rides at home there?
Well, it doesn't come to you. You have to go looking for it, you know. And I'd had a little bit of a setback with Dermot Weld not renewing that association, so I had to think outside the box. And unfortunately, I didn't know in enough time to get my shop organised, you know. So that was a bit of a shock, and I had to rebuild. So we're doing okay at the moment.
Thunder Moon. Personally, I thought his performance in the National Stakes was one of the most extraordinary two-year-old performances I've seen in a long time. And did it feel like that in the race?
Yeah, absolutely, Johnny. Everybody knows it was a messy sort of a race to ride, stop-start, and we sort of sprinted from the 2.5. Every horse in the race had a chance at the 2, which is never ideal, you know. So you're looking for a way out, and I had to just muscle out a little bit, and you know, I had the horse to do it on the day, and to get stopped like he did and quicken twice, it was impressive, you know.
Was there a thought in your head at one stage when you were kind of up the rail and you were in trouble, I don't want this to go wrong, because you probably knew you had the horse as well?
Yeah, you know, Joseph said going out, you know, just stay in there. You're drawing sort of 3 or 4, stay in there and take all the chances. He was only coming off the back of a maiden win, so, you know, we were just riding him to hopefully, you know, he'd show up well on the day. So that was a big thing, you know, and we were taking the chances, hoping it'd open up. And he got a glimmer of hope of light on his left-hand side and quickened into it really quick.
What's that buzz like when it's just like, you know, he picks the acceleration in a race like that, only his second start?
Huge engine, Johnny. He has a huge engine, and I think he lost nothing in defeat in the Dewhurst. You know, it rained very heavy for an hour before the race. I really feel that blunted his speed, and we saw what he could do speed-wise and turn-of-foot-wise at the Curragh on good ground. So be hoping next year on good ground he could do the same.
Just going back to the Goffs Vince O'Brien National Stakes, that instruction he gave you beforehand is kind of telling of the man that he wasn't afraid for something to go wrong in a race as big as that, and he left you kind of to your own devices.
I suppose when you're on a horse having a second start, you're not going to go out there and try and make things happen, you know. You're just hoping that there'll be a nice pace to run it, and it might all unfold nicely for you. It did in the end, but it was messy up to the furlong pole. But yeah, I mean, I had every confidence going out there.
And you like him as a Guineas horse next year?
I would, yeah. Yeah, I would. I would. As I say, I don't think he lost anything in defeat.
Patrick Sarsfield as well, gorgeous progressive horse. He liked it around here, and you had some good days on him.
Yes, won some good races on him. Solid horse, solid, good, tough handicapper, and has been placed at Group 2 level, well placed by Joseph towards the back end. But a likeable horse.
How much is your dad an influence on you all these days? He's still going strong?
Yeah, still going strong. Trains a few winners there now and again. Still enjoying it. They're always watching in. I'd always be on the phone to them. My mum as well. Yeah, no. A big influence, yeah.
Your old buddy Fran Berry obviously has now become a TV presenter extraordinaire. Yeah. Kevin Manning going strong. Shamie Heffernan at 48 has had an incredible year. Not so much for Pat Smullen. How much did that hit you, and how much of a hole is it left in racing that he's gone?
Yeah, a big hole for a few of us, you know, because I suppose we soldiered together and shared cars together, and not so much for the younger crew that didn't really know Pat as well as Kevin, myself and Fran and Shamie, Niall, you know, all that sort of crew were very tight and close to him. Big shock, Johnny. You know, personally, yeah, it was tough to take. He was a real good friend, a top fella, and that was the dark hole in 2020 for me. Aside over COVID or anything, that it's been really tough.
Does the weighing room in a way feel like his presence is still there because of how many people have benefited from his advice, but also just the legacy he's left in terms of cancer research and all that?
I mean, that was huge for him to put the drive behind that from day one. Pat and all his family. There's a huge legacy, and the research that he has done has been phenomenal. I think everybody has said it, you know. But we really miss him as a friend and as a friend in the weigh room and colleague. And you know, I think everything that could be said about the man has been said.
And now you're riding for his wife's nephew, and the circle continues, and you go into 2021, I suppose, hoping and probably appreciating what you have as well in terms of still being here and riding good horses.
Yeah, look, I'm enjoying it. I like riding in the good races, and that really does it for me, you know. Especially I got a nice ride off Donegal in the Guineas and Fancy Blue finished second. That was a big buzz for me as well, you know, to give them a hand out on that day. And so hopefully next year will be good.
Quite a family.
Oh yeah, amazing and great to work for.
You mentioned John Knox as well. He's retiring. You had good days with him and one of the gentlemen of the game.
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad. I sent John a message when I heard straight away. So he just sent me back. He says that he was sorry he didn't have the ammunition for me at the time. But
that's a measure of the man as well.
Yeah, and I mean I really enjoyed my years working there. I have to say, even though we didn't have the ammo, but Superman to work for, and similar to Joseph, he just lets you get on with the riding, you know.
Looking forward to winter Dundalk?
Yeah, hanging around, yeah, working away and try and keep the head down.